I mean, damn, bro. You jumped up on here quick. Born to be great. Peace, peace. Okay, I got the alert finally. Yeah, I don't know who gets my alerts and who doesn't. I don't know what's going on there. But it's been a minute. Did you see this? Did you see the live I did yesterday? You should really go check out the live I did yesterday. That was a dope ass live. Go watch that live. Soon as the notification hit, you tapped it. Watson, it's crazy. I was just thinking about you. Then boom, you live. Afri Queen Goddess, hey baby. Yeah, go back and look at the last live I did yesterday, honey. I dropped some science on that live. Thank you, babies. Thank you. Yes, I didn't get the alert though. 720. What's going on? I didn't blast nothing out ahead of time. I just want to come on here and express myself real quick, and then I'm going to get off here. Peace, mama. You looking lovely as always. Well, I thank you, baby. I appreciate you. All right, so I didn't blast this out and tell everybody I was going live like I normally would do. But I do want to express a couple of things to get off my chest, and then I'm going to get off here. Now, this is not a situation where I'm allowing my shadow to come out. It's not like that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to address a few things that needs to be addressed. And I'm also going to set a few boundaries. I need you guys to understand that there's just certain people that you can't play with. You can't be disrespectful to. If you don't have no home training about how to act when you come into somebody's house, well, allow me to explain it to you. Now, the other day, I had did my live explaining to people about the cosmic events that took place, and also in conjunction with the stock market crashing. And I dropped some jewels and some key codes to my people out here about what they actually need to do in order to take advantage of the abundant timeline and to get access to their ancestral inheritance, right? And it was really funny to see this on my Instagram as well as on my YouTube channel. So I'm also addressing my YouTube folks as well, because I know y'all going to see this live, because I'm going to make sure this live is uploaded over there. Okay? Here's my issue that I have with my own people. Especially in that live when I took the time out to explain about how our people react off of emotion, who was behind the Great Division, why we turn each other. I talked to you guys about getting rid of your poverty mindset, etc., etc. Here's what I don't appreciate. If I am promoting something to assist my people, I do not appreciate when people come onto my page and tell people what to invest in, and they haven't done any homework themselves. Some of the stuff that they were recommending, I know for a fact those coins ain't going to take off. And then say words like, oh, you don't need a class. You need to just get in here and invest here, 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 and here, and here. Let me tell y'all something about that. First of all, if for those of you who took me and Cartier's first course that we did together, where we took the time out about what you need to do to research a coin before you decide that you're going to invest into it, then you guys already know it's not as simple as just taking somebody else's advice and investing into the coin. It doesn't work like that. A system has to be created. And you also have your own internal clock that also may tell you what you may need to invest in. You also have your own spirit guides. You also have your own ancestors. You have your own intuition, right? But also, we encourage people to do their own research when it comes to them getting involved in long-term investments. Because we explain to people that getting into crypto is a long-term investment. You don't get into crypto because it's short-term. That's not what you get into it for. I know that a lot of our people, and I know what the issue is, a lot of our people are financially illiterate when it comes to finances. Financial literacy has to be taught to a lot of you out here. And a lot of you operate off of survival mode. Okay? So it's foreign to you when someone comes to you and gives you some advice and says to you, hey, I want you guys to get involved in taking this course. Me and Cartier hold these courses because we're teaching you something that is working out for the both of us. That's working out for so many people that are also involved in crypto when it comes to investing, and why it's important to take advantage of this abundant timeline to get access to your ancestral inheritance. But what I don't like is when people come into my space and then they say things like, oh, you don't need a course. You just need to do this, 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 and this, and this. First of all, how would you like it if I came into your house knowing what you're trying to accomplish, and I just disrespect the hell out of you and tell people, oh, you don't need to take a course. You can just do this, 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 and this. First of all, I'm not going to take anybody else's advice from one that I don't know or that I don't have a rapport with. That's number one. Okay? I've proved myself over a long period of time that I know how to access abundance. Y'all remember all the way back then when I was selling my money oils and how successful those money oils were. Okay? Y'all remember that back then. I've taught about the law of reciprocity, a universal law. I've taught about different things. I have my own business. I have businesses. I have staff that actually work for me in my business. So I have a track record of tapping into my own abundance. Tapping in and creating my own success. Those people know who I am because they've been rocking with me for a long period of time. That's different. So someone they've been rocking with for a long period of time, if they're doing something, it's because I have a rapport with you guys on various different levels, right? Go to IsisWisdom.com. Go to the events section, and you'll see there at I am Swag Swayze. Now, my issue that I'm having is just the disrespect. So here's what's going to happen. And this is for the new kids on the block, because I know you guys don't know any better, but I will block you right up off my page. Period, point blank. You're going to have to learn about respect. And it's not my fault that your mama didn't give you no home training, baby. I don't have nothing to do with that. But you don't come into somebody else's house and disrespect them and then tell people information that may not necessarily be accurate. And some of the things that you guys are saying, you are not accurate on. And I can tell that you ain't doing the necessary research. Now, somebody will, and then the crazy part about it is, then you got other people coming and liking that post. And they're just as ignorant. This comes from a mindset of poverty. That's why the title of this live is called Poverty Guides Part 2. I did that live, I think it was last year or the year before last, when I talked about poverty guides. These are poverty guides. Poverty guides are people that like to come in and disrupt what others have going on because they think that they can, without any foresight, without any proper thinking. They just come in and they say things out the side of their neck, as if someone's really going to take their advice, because even the people that are liking don't know these individuals either. Investing, whether it's cryptocurrency or whether it's in stock or whether it's in property or whether it's in land, it takes time for you to do your necessary research before getting involved and putting your money involved in it. This is why you have courses. You have courses that will inform you to make an informed decision about where you're going to spend your money at. That's no different than you going and investing into the stock trade. Are you just going to up and just start investing into stocks without you doing the necessary research and understanding how the stock market works? No, you're going to take classes so you can learn how to properly invest. But why is it that when somebody like myself, comes out and decides that I want to teach, there's always this ignorance energy that comes in and wants to disrupt that. But yet you will go and you will let a white people, or you will go to a white person and you will train under them and you won't have a problem with that. That is called self-hatred. You don't want your people to be successful because you hate yourself. So the first thing that some of you guys are going to learn how to do is you're going to first learn how to love yourself first, baby, because you ain't got no business disrupting anything I got going on over here, honey. Okay? What's going on? I literally talked to y'all about the lack mentality. Then I had a young lady on my YouTube saying, all these changes going on and the system going down, and you over here talking about money? I'm like, I literally just gave you key codes about what you need to do to get access to your ancestral inheritance. How the hell did you come up with that? I'm realizing now, more than ever, because of the mentality of survival, that survival programming is deeply embedded with a lot of our people. And you guys are going to need to do some shadow work on that. Why you feel like you do not deserve to have something in your life. Why do you get angry with other people who are in that space where they know that they deserve something and they're doing something and they're manifesting abundance? Why do you get angry about that? Why do you get angry about other people when you see them manifesting? Why does that upset you so much? What am I reflecting back in you that you do not like about yourself? Because that's all this is. It is a projection. A lot of you guys are unhealed. And yes, there is a such thing called shadow work for finances and abundance. Your relationship to money. Why you can't seem to keep it. Well, let me first start here. It starts with your mindset and how you think. Maybe you grew up in your household where you saw your parents struggle with money. Maybe you grew up in a household where your parents took money away from you when you were trying to save it. There is some type of trauma going on with some of you guys as it pertains to abundance that you need to work on. And I may even hold a course about that, a course about shadow work for money. It's going to be a brief course. It's not going to be nothing too long. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 2 courses at the most, you know, to help you guys. I used to counsel people that had these issues when they were afraid to just trust in themselves and the universe and the ancestors and get out of the mentality, the slavery mentality that they felt like they had to work. They did not trust themselves. And I had to literally walk them through the process of how to do that, and now they're okay. There is a process that comes with that, but it does require you to heal. But the poverty God mindset has to change, and it starts from within. Yes, it needs to be said. You know what? And you know what, Money Goat? I could say, okay, these are nanobots, these are agents. I could say these things, right? I could say that, but that's really not the aim that I'm going for. I'm not in the aim of insulting people. I'm in the aim of touching on subjects and pointing out things that they need to examine within themselves to get them on a pathway to healing so they can get the abundance that they're trying to get access to. That reaction that you see from our people when they do things like that, it's because they're operating off of survival mode. That reaction when someone offers a course and you say, oh, well, why can't we get it for free? Well, baby girl, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go and you're going to have to spend the hours of countless hours and time that myself and Cartier has done to do the necessary research. Then you get all the information you want for free. It's out there. You just have to put in the work to get access to it. But if we're deciding to offer a course, there shouldn't be no issue there. Why? Because for one, if you're not spending the money, why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to you what other people are doing? That's a crab mentality. That's a poverty mindset. That's a survival mindset. You're too busy counting other people's pockets instead of worrying about counting your own. Or maybe when you look to count your own, you see that you don't have much. Maybe the mentality is the reason why you can't get it, or you can't keep it, or you can't hold on to it. Maybe your character comes into play. Maybe you need to take a look at your character. Okay? Reciprocity is a real universal law. And those who do not practice reciprocity are the ones who are the most brokest out here. Because you don't value yourself. You think that by giving yourself over and over and over again at your own expense, you think that by martyring your own energy, that by martyring yourself, that some kind of way that makes you a good person. No, that makes you a damn fool. That makes you a fool. Because one thing's for certain, baby. If you give people your energy, they're going to take it. They're going to take it. They're going to run you into the ground. They're going to try to guilt trip you and all types of stuff. Because people are self-entitled. They think that they should have access to you no matter what without putting in any kind of work. And then try to guilt trip you. Here's the favorite one I like. Oh, information is free. Why are you charging for information? Poverty God mindset. And see, I know that those who think like that, let me tell you what I notice about the psychology of people. They don't like free no matter how much you say that you like free. You do not like anything that does not have value. You will disrespect it. And I've seen it happen time and time and time again. Nobody likes anything for free. They always devalue it. I'm telling you what I know. You know how many I have dealt with in my past, because I don't do that shit no more. I have learned the hard way about what it's like to go out of my way and help my people, and then they run me into the ground. Then when I'm out of energy and I don't have anything left, they're not here to give anything back. But they just want to continue to keep sucking and giving you a guilt trip when you don't give. Until I started saying no. Oh, well then it's, oh, you switched up. Oh, you're not the same anymore. Oh, it's about money with you. Oh, it's about this. Let me ask you guys a question. Did you ever stop to think that you set yourself up for your own failures by having that type of mindset? It's like you hope and pray that you want to be successful, but you don't take care of yourself to ensure that you make that happen. You don't take care of your own energy to ensure that that happens. Because you think that you need to be a friend to everybody, that you need to have a conversation with everybody, overly talking and carrying on people and all that type of stuff. I'm not wasting my time with you. One, I don't have to. Just start there. I don't have to. I know where I came from. I know the amount of work I put in my entire life of existence. I know the amount of sacrifice that I had to make when it came to my healing. So, no one's walked in this journey with me. You didn't walk in this journey with me. Some of you came and helped along the way. But you didn't walk this journey with me all the way through. That being said, I'm going to keep moving. Discipline, accountability, and boundaries. That is correct. I need you guys, whoever you are, to come out of that mindset of lack. That's a program that was also placed inside of you via the fallen Anunnaki. I'm going to explain something to you. I'm going to share something with y'all. When this biogenesis released this week, all of you guys come and take advantage of that so you can learn about the various different programs that are actually running through your body even as we speak. And I will uninstall those programs out of your body in the session and see how much better you feel when those programs are uninstalled. I drop certain knowledge on you guys. Some of the stuff I say may go over your head. You may not catch it right away, and you may not fully understand what I'm saying. But come back around and re-listen to those lives again. Because I drop key codes to you guys all the time in my lives, but you have to be present enough to catch it. And a lot of people are not present. A lot of people are operating on autopilot. Okay? Now, there's a lot of people signing up for that cryptocurrency course right now. After I did that live and I set that thing over to YouTube, there's a lot of people that are signing up for that course. I like the response that I'm getting thus far. There's a lot of people, they heard the message, they're getting it. I just hope and pray that a lot of you guys take advantage of what's being offered to you, because the amount of money that we could be charging for this course, the only reason why we're only charging the small amount of money for this course that we're charging is because Source told us to. That's a $400 course right there. Easy. But Source said we want to get as many people in there as possible. I said, okay. We're going to follow your lead. IsisWisdom.com. Go to the events section on the website to actually book it. Okay? You'll go to the events section on the website when you log on. Thank you, Like God 88. I appreciate your support. Thank you. Yeah, what Cartier's saying, he's right. It is a $500. It's a $400 to $500 course. It is. The first course we did, which is the introduction to cryptocurrency, that's a dope course. That's on the website over at IsisWisdom.com in the shop section. You guys should really get that course, because that's going to take the time out to explain to you about what to look for when you want to invest. It takes out the mentality of, oh, I'm just going to go on an exchange and just buy cryptocurrency, but don't know why I'm buying the cryptocurrency, and then I'm taking L's. Because there's a lot of you that go out here and do stuff like that, and then you're losing $3,000, $4,000, and you try to figure out how the hell that happened because you didn't do the necessary research on your investments before you got involved, or knowing when to pull out, or knowing when to sell. You have to know these things. If you don't know certain strategies within investing in crypto, you can also lose money. So that first class, Introduction to Cryptocurrency, is on shopisiswisdom.com. I suggest you guys can go invest in that, because this next course, the 2.0, is teaching you how to trade, which is going to be a big class. But you need to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. So when people come on my page and they say things, oh, you just need to invest here, you don't need to take a course, you can just do this, that, or third. Those are going to be the same individuals that ain't going to have no inheritance, they're not going to have no money, they're not going to have shit. They're not going to have nothing. Because they're just telling you that, and you're supposed to just go with that. That's how they move. That's not the way we move over here, honey. You got to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Invest in yourself to supply your long-term wealth. And that's another thing too. A lot of us have developed this mentality of living from day to day. Financial literacy was never taught to them. So they're looking for something where they can get in and get out. Now, there are certain coins that you can invest in at a certain particular time, where you get in and you get out. That's it. Like when that Donald Trump coin first came out, people got invested in that, and then they got right out. Why? Because a lot of people made millions of dollars off of that, but that was one of those type of coins. Like Doge was one of those type of coins when that first came out. You get in, you get out. But if you're studying the market, and you're studying the coins, and you're listening to people that are very successful at this, you're going to learn a lot. And learn what coins are temporary. It means where you get in, you get out, and which ones are good for long-term investments. See, a lot of times we don't think long-term investments. We're thinking short-term. Well, how do you know what is a long-term coin and a short-term coin? What's the difference between a coin and a token? If you don't know these things, and you just listen to what somebody else out here is saying, and you get out here and you get to investing, and but you don't know why you're investing in this, you don't know what you're doing, that's a recipe for you to take an L. And you will take an L in this space. Okay? I want you guys to understand that. But the mentality and the mindset, if you're looking at getting into long-term wealth, you got to get out of the short-term mentality. We're talking about generational wealth that you can pass down to your other family members. You can also do this with gold. You can also do this with property. You can also do this with land. But as I stated yesterday, that you guys have to start getting into the mindset of getting access to your ancestral inheritance during the time window that is available to you. Because most people are not going to tell you that, especially when it comes to us. I could have just kept my mouth shut. Me and Cartier could have just kept their mouth shut and kept it moving. Then you would have saw me pull up in my Phantom, and you'd have been like, well, damn, ISIS, what the hell? Well, I mean, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm going to let y'all know right now, okay, because I deserve it, okay? I don't give a damn about what the hell else all y'all are talking about, because I understand about universal law. I understand about the law of manifestation. I understand about how to create my heaven here on earth. So y'all have this religious mentality where you think that, well, I'll just get all my blessings when I die. Okay, bye. You can suffer until then. That's perfectly okay with me. That's not affecting my life. But I'm going to get ahead. I'm going to create my heaven here on the earth while I'm here. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to live my luxury lifestyle. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to live my soft girl era. I'm going to live my soft girl life, and that's that. I don't give a damn what the hell you guys are talking about. I didn't come on this planet to struggle and to suffer for my entire life. That is a mindset. That's a religious mindset. Get your blessings after you die. Meanwhile, these other folk out here are living their heaven now, today, while they're on this earth. That was supposed to be for us. We were destiny swapped. So we would struggle, and they would have their heaven, and we would be living in hell. I'm sorry, babies, but I can't live in hell with you. I can't do that. Someone said, facts, these pastors living luxurious lives while the masses are struggling. Yes, they are. But that's because the masses have a mentality issue. They have a problem with their poverty guides. They're not living in reality either. Well, I'll just give all my money to the Lord God. No, nigga, you giving that money to the pastor of the church. Let me go ahead and bring reality down here to you, because right now you're not grounded, baby. You need to go out here and sit your ass in some grass, do a reality check, and ask yourself, why are you giving all that money away? You could have been taking that money and you could have been investing in something else, or you could have been a millionaire just like that pastor. But you sit up here talking about, oh, I'm going to give all these millions away. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I mean, shit. I mean, you could have went and donated to the homeless if it was like that. But you giving to that man and his wife and his family, and that man rolling around in Rolls Royces, got a big mega church, big mansion, got 2 jets and carrying on. They living in heaven, honey. They're heaven right off your damn back, right off your hard-earned money. And while you at home living a mediocre life, struggling, you turn around, you come back to that pastor talking about, yeah, we having a hard time with this, that, and the third. Could you help me pay a light bill? And that same pastor who you gave that $5,000 to last month, yeah, that guy right there, yeah, we can't help you there now. You know, you're going to have to, probably borrow some money for some friends. And, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. The Lord always takes care of his own. Now, you know that the Lord always takes care of you now. Pray to God. Thank you, Jesus. Am I lying? Am I lying? And then the way them fools be acting in the church, don't let the altar boy or the altar girl come in the church and hand you the damn little, the little bowl, little glass dish they give you, and you got to pass around, you got to put some money in it. Let you not put no money in that glass dish and see how them folk gonna look at you. They'll look at your ass like you crazy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. They're going to be looking at you, rolling their eyes at you like, you don't have at least $1, honey? And that'd be crazy because it'd be the congregation checking you. It'd be the folks you be sitting next to checking you. And then they be standing there, and then the altar boy be standing there looking at you and stuff. They be staring at you. Next thing you know, the whole church looking back at you like, you ain't going to put at least $1 in there? Here, child, put some here's 50 cents, shit. Walk around a couple of times. Okay, I'm saying, they're going to look at you, so you're going to get convicted by the entire church because you came to church without giving up no money, honey, to get to that pastor. Okay? Now, all that was your savings. That was all your savings right there. Back in the day, you could have invested in IRAs and all types of other investments to make the money work for you. You could have invested in some stocks. Just imagine if your parents would have invested in some stocks back in the day. How well they'd be taken care of right now. But they say, well, I had to give it up to the Lord now. Okay, you had to give it up to the Lord. What Lord? Who? What Lord? The pastor's your Lord? What? Who? You do realize you gave the money to him, right? You gave your money to him. Oh, child, I gave it to God. I said, no, you gave it to the pastor of the church, Negro. What are you talking about? You gave it to the pastor of the church. This is what I mean about delusionalville. Folks out here running around in delusion. Heavy on the delusion. Now, I understand it because most of y'all don't know. They cast illusionary magic over your behinds in the churches anyway, baby. Most of y'all don't know that. They up in here doing rituals on the checker floor. Okay, that Masonic pastor, that Negro back there doing rituals on the Masonic, on the checker floor back there in the back that you don't know nothing about. Or maybe down in the basement. They down there doing rituals. They casting illusionary magic over your behinds. They sitting up here singing your hymns. They got the whole church up in there rocking with the choir and the whole nine. Stuff so serious, folks be holy rolling them behinds right down that damn aisle. Passing out. Oh, Lord Jesus. Thank you, my God, Jesus. I feel the Spirit of the Lord up in here. The Lord said, and this is another one. The Lord said, I need y'all to go ahead and donate some more money because I feel the Spirit of Jesus up in here. I feel the Holy Spirit up in here. Thank you, God. I need an additional $300 more. Because when you give, the Lord said you're going to receive it right back. Hallelujah. Now, let me tell y'all something. Speaking in tongues is light language. That's first and foremost. That is light language, and that's a very real thing. But Lord Jesus said, and then get mad. Now, let me tell y'all something that go to church. I'm going to share something with y'all if y'all go to church, because your ancestors be getting on one when you be giving all the praises and everything to this so-called Lord that you love to give your praises to, that you think that you have to talk to before you have a conversation with the Most High. Yeah, your ancestors be there looking out for you the whole time. They meet y'all up in them churches. So when you up in them churches and you feel all them tingles and carrying on, like feel the tingles right now, baby. Y'all feel them tingles right now? Let me go ahead and call the ancestors to the congregation. Come on around all your loved ones and get ahead and get them chills in their body. Everybody, let everybody feel the chills. Brush up against your loved ones so they know what they feel when they come in them churches, ancestors, because they don't know no better. It be your ancestors that be waiting for you at them churches, that be cleansing your behind off. And you be sitting up here giving all the praises to God, but you didn't even acknowledge the ancestors, those in your bloodline who's been walking with you the whole time. And then you up here listening to, oh, that's the devil. You speak to the dead, that's the devil. Y'all gonna learn. You got Negroes out here talking about, oh, I don't deal with my ancestors. I just go ahead and just let them be where they're going to be at. And you just went ahead and you dished your whole first line of protection. So when you get your ass spiritually mollywopped out here, don't get upset. When you're praying to Jesus and Jesus ain't helping you get that damn archon demon off your ass, and you got to come see me, the quantum healer, to get them damn nasty ass attachments off your ass. Where was Jesus at then when you asked him to show up? Where was that Negro at then? Okay? Because you ain't coming to see that man right there when I got to take an archon or a demon or a gray or a draconian that's attached to your silly ass. You're not going to him to get that done. You coming to see me to get that done. And others who are skilled like me to go see that done. Or you're going to go see the Catholic priest that sits up here and does that compel and all that shit. You're going to see them folk. Now, they work a lot. They work hard to get that shit off. I don't do all that. I ain't got to do all that. The point I'm trying to make is that the mindset, how you think, how you perceive things, is going to determine whether or not you are going to have access to your wealth, whether or not you're going to create your heaven, or you're going to create your hell. Girl, man, listen, they said crystals are demons. When I saw that, I said, okay, drops the mic. Walks out the door. I guess they ain't read none of them countless scriptures in there, but they talked about how the breastplates had all types of crystals in them. But I ain't going to get started on that. I'm just going to let that go because crystals are evil. I'm going to just let that go. You see, everything that has ever taken place and every story that you've ever written about in religious texts is nothing more than a cosmic story. It's just a cosmic story that was told, cosmic stories of events that took place on various different timelines. It doesn't mean that it actually pertains to the things that are going on today. But you do have governments that know how to capitalize off of your ignorance and then turn around and recreate these events to keep you in what we call the loop of Quetzalcoatl. The number 8 loop, that loop, they know how to cast illusionary magic over you to keep you in that cyclic program where you keep coming back here, you die, you go into the light, you jump to the moon, and then you come back here and you're reincarnated again. Okay? That fake moon. That's what that fake moon was created for, was to recycle your soul and bring you back here. So you can do it all over again. It's a genius system on how to harvest the energy of the originals and various other beings. It is literally a harvesting machine. And this is how they stay on top. Because little did you know that those individuals or those beings were galactic and malevolent in nature, disguising themselves to be something different. So look, I had to get on here. And I want to say this one thing too before I get off of here. I want you to be clear. We are transitioning out to a different system. For you guys that don't understand what's happening here, we're transitioning out to a different system, but it's going to be a system that's going to be for the betterment of the people as a whole and the collective. So when you say to me, well, if the system's falling, does it even make any sense to invest this in a third? I'm like, well, I thought that you would have had enough common sense to recognize that we're transitioning into a new system, considering that I explained to you that cryptocurrency is quantum money, but maybe you didn't have any emotional intelligence to pick up on what I was putting down. All base stations, also known as what you perceive to be planets, run off of various different systems. It's just that there were beings who infiltrated those systems, and then those systems became corrupt. If we weren't supposed to be in a system, a matrix would have never been created in the first place. And there is a matrix that is on every single base station. Whether or not you guys realize this or not, matrices are all on every planet throughout the cosmos. And maybe y'all didn't know that. Source operates within order and sometimes chaos. Chaos is the destruction of something old, then it creates something new. They feed off of negative energy. The system feeds off your loosh. Boom. Queen of the crop, what's going on, sis? I've been on here, though, for a little minute. So here's the question I want you guys to ask yourself while you're running around here in Scaredville. Instead of you worrying about, oh, well, why does she have to teach? Why is she charged to teach? Well, there are plenty of courses out here. There's plenty of people that teach. You're going to have to learn somehow. The question is, instead of you worrying about that, why don't you take the time out and say, why do I have a hard time investing into myself? Because you're not investing in me, child. Now, with these pennies I'm charging on a dollar out here, honey, you're investing into yourself, because the knowledge you're going to learn is going to teach you how to access those millions of dollars that are owed to your behind. A millionaire never questions, or those who do not operate with a poverty mindset does not question why they invest into themselves. They're looking to better themselves. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be upgrading yourself. You're supposed to be elevating yourself. You're supposed to manifest those things that's going to take you to the next level. You don't spend time thinking about the person who's teaching the course and what they're charging, and you upset because you feel like the information be free. Those people are broke. They're never going to have anything. They're never going to have anything. People who refuse to invest in themselves are never going to have anything. Never. At best, they'll go out here and play the lottery and hope that they win something. And even if they did win the lottery, that money's going to be gone within a year or two. I want you to start saying to yourself, I deserve better. I deserve more. I'm taking care of myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel guilty for wanting to take care of yourself. Don't feel guilty for you wanting to elevate. Don't feel guilty for that because you want to create your own heaven on earth. Don't feel guilty. And if you have people around you that want to give you that type of guilt, you got to cut them people off. They have no business being in your circle whatsoever. You got to cut off the poverty gods. You got to cut them off. All the crabs in the barrel, you got to cut them off. And they do not get access. Because those are the same people that will plot on you, that will be jealous of you, that will be envious of you, that will try to tear everything that you have built for yourself. They'll try to tear it down, and they really don't even have a reason. That's the reason why they're doing what they're doing. Other than the fact that they don't want you to be more successful than them. And that's a sad ass mentality to have. So you got to get the hell away from them folk. Let me tell y'all something. The company that you keep is a direct reflection of who you are. So if you're around people that you know that are takers and don't give, look at yourself because you're that. And it may not be that particular characteristic as to the reason why you have this person in your life at the moment. It could be a different trait, but you still have to take the time out to observe your surroundings and observe your circle. If you have a circle of people around you that are not operating with you, that are not operating with the same level and mentality that you have, those are going to be the people that you're going to have to pay attention to very closely, because those people that are around that individual, they're only around you because of what they think they can gain from you. And there are some of you out here that have people around you that are takers. There's niggas out here I know right now that likes to take my information. And I ain't going to mention no names for now, but if I catch you doing that shit again, I'm going to call your name clean out and bring receipts and have you out here looking crazy. Because I see your character. Don't think I ain't peeped your shit, because I peeped you. And you know who I'm talking about. You have folks out here that don't want to give no respect to the queen when she's tapped in. Well, get on here, listen to my lies, and then they go in there and then they go and try to play it off like they're getting the information from some damn books. Negro, you ain't getting that information from no goddamn books. I know where you're getting your information from. See, one of y'all is a student. You take notes. You're learning. I respect you. But the other one listens to take and not give credit. I peeped you. Watch your character. Watch your character. That type of mentality right there, especially if you got that kind of energy around you, you better watch it. Sometimes, I see it all the time. I peep. Been peeped. Been watching. Been observing. While you're observing me, I've been observing you. Watch your character. One thing's for certain, you can't imitate my knowledge because you have to live that. Yeah, you may be able to talk it to some degree, but you're not living that. And that's going to show through real people's going to see right through that bullshit, that facade. You have to live that. It's called learning how to be authentic within self. If you have to take from somebody else, I suggest you go back and do some shadow work and work on that, baby. And find out why you feel the need to take from a divine feminine instead of giving. Because you being a masculine, you should be giving, not taking from anyone, especially a divine feminine. It makes you look out of pocket. Now, to the one that's a student, I appreciate you. A big props up to you. Big props up to you. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're learning. But pay attention to your circle, because you got a lot of takers around you. It shows exactly how people are vibrating. Exactly. You can't be operating on this level up here, but then you're around folks who are vibrating low down here for the sake of just having people in your life because you think that they cool with you. Oh, they cool with you, all right, as long as they know they can get something from you because of the affiliation of you. Let any of that shit go away, and you're going to see what time it is. Because one thing you can't hide, a person cannot hide their heart. They can only do that but for so long. You can only front and put up a facade only but for so long. You can't hide the heart. If that is within your heart space, it's going to eventually come out. It's up to you to be present enough to pay attention to the red flags. And your presence, or you being present, falls on you. Yes, they do hate when you deny access. My thing is, why don't you reach out and develop a relationship, but don't take? That's what the betas do. They take. Our alpha doesn't take from a divine feminine. He adds to her. He does not take from her. And he does not feel intimidated by her and her strength. He adds unto her. All right, babies. I had a good time talking to y'all. I'm going to get off this live. I hope y'all guys learned something about the poverty God mindset. You guys need to start healing that. I'm going to put a class together to help y'all with that whole thing concerning you and your relationship to money and finances. Find out where the hell you getting this from. Why you afraid to be successful? That comes from a place. You learn to struggle from somewhere. All right? All right, babies. Love y'all. Peace.